welcome to another episode of Double J's List. Today I wanted to talk about something that's more topical than a lot of my other videos. This is how I think COVID-19 is going to affect the auto industry. We're living in trying times right now. Unemployment is very high. People are working from home. People are teaching their children from home. And of course the horrible things that the virus is actually doing to people all over the world. It's becoming more and more apparent that that COVID-19 or the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, is going to change things forever. And I think one of the effects is what we have so many people now that are working from home that weren't before, and it was already a trend happening. And I think more and more companies and municipalities and other organizations are going to realize that they're going to be able to let people work from home and then have less commercial real estate to have offices and things like that. It's probably going to be a whole lot more cost effective. But anyway, moving on. First, I want to talk about what's going to happen in the car industry, specifically in the short term. At least these are my opinions. I don't want to say that this is definitely going to happen, but from everything that I've read, I've been able to draw these conclusions, I think, and I don't think I'm too far off. First off, right now we have people that are not going to work because of, unless you're essential, like I am. But I can tell you right now that there are still a lot of people who are essential going to work out on the roads, using their cars. There's a lot of people doing that aren't essential, but are still doing essential travel to grocery stores and doctor's appointments and things like that. So cars are still needed unless you lived in some sort of lifestyle where you didn't require one in the first place and in like an urban area. In fact, I just saw a friend on Facebook was asking recently if she knew exactly what the car buying process was right now because her car was dying and she needed it replaced. And a bunch of people chimed in. I have friends that work in the car industry that stepped in pretty quickly. But I think one of the trends that we're going to see here in the short term is minimal interaction car buying. You're going to see places that already had a lot of this going on, such as Carvana and Vroom. And if you're not familiar with that, these are services, or they're more like dealerships actually, that you go online, look at their website, you can take a look at the car, and they take pictures of it and they zoom in on the defects and things like that. These are all used cars. And then after you pick it out, you pay for it, you can do the financing, everything online. And then the car arrives at your door. They bring it on a flatbed truck, and you get to take delivery of your car, and you get X number of days to drive it around and see if you like it, or you can exchange it for another car if you don't like something about it. And I've read good reviews about these companies too. So one of the questions I get a lot from people even before all this happened was, "Hey, what do you think of these services?" And I can say I don't have any personal experience with them, but the concept is really intriguing. But anyway, I could see that becoming very popular in the short term. Other companies already had limited interaction, but actually had a brick and mortar store, such as Carmax. You find the car online, you go and look at it, and you say, "I want this car. This is the price." There's no negotiation. Similar to the Carvana and Vroom, as far as I understand, there's no negotiation for those cars either. That's the price that's posted right there on their website, and that's that. I've also seen other dealerships in our area advertising limited interaction transactions. And it seems like the bigger the dealership, the more likely they are to offer it. One of the dealerships, it's a Honda dealer around here, they're owned by a big conglomerate that owns dealerships all over the country. And they are offering, you go right on their website, you pick out the car that you like, and they figure out your lease payment and your down payment. You plug in all the parameters, and it tells you exactly what your payments are going to be or how much it's going to cost you out of pocket, whether it's lease or purchasing. And you hit a button, and it would submit it, and I guess someone contacts you about purchasing that car, and then They line it up and you go pick it up outside their dealership, supposedly sterilized. I thought that was pretty interesting. It seems like the smaller dealerships at least aren't advertising that they're offering anything like this, and I think that they're missing out big time, because I think with people's concerns about this virus, it's going to be something that people will want, at least in the short term. I also think right now that there are going to be some really good deals on both new and used cars. I think new cars are going to have some unprecedented rebates. They're already offering low finance rates and rebates, but I think that's going to increase actually over the next few months because these car dealerships and these manufacturers are in trouble. They need to get these cars moving. Some of these cars are sitting on lots for months. The term lot rot, where a car stays on a car lot for a long time and they suffer damage essentially from just sitting. Sun fade and dust and dirt getting places just from sitting out in the elements. You're going to see some dealerships really willing to get rid of those cars. The same goes for used cars, since new cars are becoming inexpensive with rebates. It should drive the used car market down price-wise too. So I think that it might be a really good time for someone to go out and try to buy a new car, or a new-to-them car as a used car. I think that on the other hand, you're going to see more of these smaller dealerships doing the reduced interaction thing that I spoke about. And then as far as sterilization of cars, I saw one dealership advertising how they bring a service in that sprays some sort of chemical all over the inside of the car after the car is serviced. And I imagine they'll do that on their car purchases also. I think you'll see more and more dealerships offering that. Now, some long-term effects of COVID-19. I think that people are going to like this minimum interaction style of car buying. People hate dealing with car salesmen and the whole process, the stress of negotiating and the pressure, all that sort of thing. If people can just get on their computer, say, I want this car, and this is what the price is, I think people will like that. I think it's going to become very, very popular. You're going to see fewer showrooms around the country. With a combination of unemployment and the increase of teleworking, I think that car sales are, in general, going to go down. If you're not driving to work every day, if you're only driving once a week or not at all, you're not going to have the drive to go out and buy a new car. You're not going to need it, I don't think. The primary purpose of most people's cars is commuting. So I think you're going to see car sales go down as a whole. We may see another Cash for Clunkers program happen again. And if you're not familiar with what Cash for Clunkers was, in 2009, federal government had a program where if you traded in an older car, they would essentially give you money towards your new car that was much, much more than what the old car was worth, to incentivize people to go out and purchase new cars. The idea that you're stimulating the economy and you're also basically driving a more environmentally friendly car, better emissions, better fuel economy, so on and so forth. I do see some of the weaker car companies, they may not survive this. I could see that Alfa Romeo and Fiat, they were already kind of on their way out, especially Fiat. They're not going to have the sales volume that they need to survive here. I could see the Chrysler nameplate disappearing. I could see the 300 just getting canceled, and then they could just slide the Pacifica over to the Dodge nameplate. That would be a really easy thing to do. There's no reason to have that brand really anymore. And then with all the problems that Nissan and Infiniti are having, I could see them disappearing, sadly, pretty soon. A lot of people think that Mitsubishi would go, and they are actually a part of Nissan right now, so that could be another brand that we could lose. So again, I don't have a crystal ball, but from everything that I'm reading, these are some predictions that I've made that I don't think are out of line. I hope that all of these car companies survive. I don't want to be a naysayer, and I hope that people don't lose their jobs, but this is just being realistic about what's happening right now. But on that note, if you enjoyed this video, if you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe. And I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you.